Ay,
Oo.
tawagin na natin kasi excited na rin ako sa mga Tweety bird niya eh.
Correct. Oo. Ayan, ito
Oo.
na. Attorney Jesus Falsis III, no? Public interest lawyer and a political blogger. Vlogger din ba?
Ayan.
Vlogger lang.
More on blogger.
Wala tayong videos,
Ah,
Mama.
yes.
Good
Magandang
afternoon.
hapon.
Ay, good
Sir
afternoon.
Zandro and Mama, it's nice to be here in the studio.
Naku, mga sir naman, Sandro lang, sapat na.
Nasa harap tayo ni Judge.
Ay, okay, ay, oo
Judge
nga.
Motok.
Umayos-ayos kayo.
Mademoiselle.
Merci beaucoup.
Alam mo, kataka naman din ako. Bakit yung nagta-translate ng boses niya? Bakit lalaki? Dapat babae din, di ba?
Meron-
Siguro depende sa available na translator.
May sasabihin din ako, easy buko for sale.
Ano ibig sabihin?
Ice buko for sale. Easy buko for
Bongga.
sale.
Oo.
Oh, anong
Nabutuloy ako.
later? Hindi, napakinggan mo na rin yung dalawang kampo,
Opo.
panig,
Yes.
no? Kung may scorecard ka, no? Ay nalatag naman, no? Mga argumento ng magkabilang kampo. So anong iyong scorecard?
Sinubaybayan natin yung hearing for the last 3 days. Ang defense naman, in fairness kay Attorney Nicholas Kaufman, he was doing his job well, pero hindi pa din yun sapat. Meron siyang isang pinakamalakas na argumento, I think sasagutin yun mamaya ng prosecution. It was about yung civilian population. Yun, doon medyo may technicality siya, may maganda siyang legal na punto. Medyo komplikado, hindi na natin masyado pag-uusapan. Pero doon sa mga mas malapit sa puso ng mga Pilipino, yung idea ng tokhang, yung idea ng pagpapatay, yung idea ng neutralization. Sa tingin ko, madaming hindi nasagot doon si Kaufman, madami pa ding nagsastand sa mga ebidensya at argumento ng prosecution. Puntahan natin yung isang pinaka-importanting punto, yung Oplan Tokhang Memo, which is the July 1, 2016. The first day na naging presidente si President Duterte, may nalabas na ang PNP led by PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa na memo. And it says there that the PNP pursues a policy of neutralization. And yan na yung pinakamalaking debate whether or not neutralization means and shows an intent to kill. Does neutralization mean, does it order our police to kill? Ngayon, ang pinaka-rebuttal dyan ni Kaufman, punta muna tayo sa rebuttal agad, sabi niya, sa 2021, merong Police Manual of Operations, ang PNP, where neutralization was defined as arrested. I am sure mamaya, doon sa closing statement ng prosecution, i-rebut yan ng prosecution. The 2021 manual does not rebut or negate the 2016 memo. Remember, ang jurisdiction ng INC is from 2011 to 2019. So kung 2021 pa lumabas yung memo, it does not negate yung 5 years from 2016 to 2021 na wala pa yung definition ng neutralization as arrested. Doon sa 5 years na yun, ang definition sa police noon was to kill. And anong proof ng prosecution na hindi na-rebut ni Kaufman? Hindi niya na-rebut yung kay Mayor Espinosa at kay Mayor Paruhinog. Napakahindik at alam natin yan lahat na nabalitaan ng lahat na napatay si Mayor Espinosa sa loob ng kulungan. Mayor Paruhinog, 18. It was a Paruhinog massacre. Imagine, alleged drug lord, meron siyang safe house, meron siyang bahay, grenade, pero patay lahat. Walang nag-survive. Walang nakapatay ni isang pulis. Lahat ng Paruhinog patay. Ngayon, anong punto doon? Sabi ng prosecution, when were they tagged as neutralized? That is the smoking gun. Kasi hindi natin nakita yan noon eh. May dokumento ang prosecution that shows that Espinosa and Paruhinog were tagged as neutralized on the day they were killed, not on the day that they were arrested. Meaning, kung totoong arrested ang definition ng neutralized, the document of the PNP should have tagged them as neutralized when they were arrested. But the document does not. The document lists them as neutralized on the day they were killed. First. Second, President Duterte, presscon, nagpa-presscon siya, may picture ako, sabi ni President. Ito ang mga chart, ito ang kailan naka-X yung mga pagmumuka ni Mayor Espinosa at Mayor Paruhinog? On the day that they were killed or after they were killed, not on the days that they were arrested.
Ang sinasabi kasi ni Kaufman, 'di ba, na ang salitang neutralize, 'di ba?
Means to be arrested. Means something legitimate. It does not mean something illegal.
Tsaka dapat daw Korte Suprema, yun din ba? Yun ang sasabi niya, yung Korte Suprema din daw ba sa atin, yun ba rin ba ang meaning?
Totoo yan.
ng
Unfortunately,
paggamit ng neutralize?
ang Supreme Court, with all due respect to the Supreme Court, has not released a decision on the war on drugs and neutralization. Kasi tandaan natin si Attorney Chel Jokno, nag-oral arguments na yan noon sa Supreme Court to argue that neutralization meant a policy of killing. And the Supreme Court has not issued a decision. So, hindi pwedeng i-cite ni Kaufman na wala pang desisyon ang Korte Suprema or the Supreme Court has not decided or said that neutralization means killing. The absence of the Supreme Court decision, in fact, bolsters the idea that neutralization means killing because yung context at kung paano nag-operate ang PNP is the only thing that we have. Not any Supreme Court decision. Buti kung may Supreme Court decision that said, we don't believe neutralization means killing. O at least may argument si Kaufman. Wala. Hindi niya pwedeng gamitin yung kawalan ng desisyon to say neutralization does not mean killing.
May sinasabi rin na yung official report ng government from 2016 to 2017, sasabi to ni Kaufman na mas mataas naman yung bilang ng sumuko kaysa napatay. So, walang coordinated plan na, yun nga, patayin. Ginamit niya yun.
Irrelevant kasi yung pagsuko eh. Kahit sabihin mong 100,000 yung sumuko, 5,000 plus yung namatay. By the way, the 2017 accomplishment report. And nagkaroon to ng malaking issue nung panahon ni Duterte. I don't know kung natatandaan nyo. Miss Maan and Sir Zandro, na merong hashtag real numbers propaganda.
Yes.
Ang PCOO noon. Because nagulat sila. Nung naglabas sila ng accomplishment report nung 2017 na may 20,000 na namatay under the war on drugs, nagalit ang civil society, ang NGOs, ang human rights organizations. Binawi nila, hindi mali yung report, hindi yan. Ito ang hashtag real numbers. Kasi nahuli sila, sarili nila, they were bragging. Pero nung nakita na ng public, ay, wait, ano pala to, dehado to para sa atin. Going back to the point na yung sumuko, irrelevant yun. Because, of course, sa war on drugs, kapag papatay ka or pumapatay ka na, nakita ng mga tao na pumapatay ka, I would concede, may mga, let's say, drug addicts or may mga dating drug addicts na mas mapapasuko mo na lang kaysa matokhang pa sila. But, ang point ng crimes against humanity is dun sa namatay. Irrelevant to say na may sumuko kung yung mga sumuko ay dahil may policy of killing.
Isa pang argumento ni Kaufman na yung ito dati naman ginagamit na self-defense. Napatay, pinagtanggol lang ng mga pulis ang kanilang sarili at nangyari yan sa police operation. Sa anti-illegal drugs operation.
Yes, ang mga namatay, legitimate because kaya lang namatay or napatay dahil in self-defense at may baril ang mga drug war victims.
Tingin mo, bibigyan ng weight yun?
Hindi, kasi karamihan ng mga examples ay walang armas or hindi naman talaga nanlaban. And kawawa si Kaufman because he himself cited the cases of Kian de los Santos and Carl Arnaiz. Ang argument niya do was to say, tingnan nyo, na-convict at na-hold liable yung mga polis na pumatay kay Carl Arnaiz at kay Kian de los Santos. Actually, that's bad for him because it shows na may mga drug war victims na hindi nanlaban because the case of Kian Santos was, wala naman siyang armas, planted yon, fake. That's why na-convict yung Caloocan police. Ganon din kay Carl Arnaiz. Ngayon, ang sinasabi lang niya is dahil na-convict, mas maganda sa Pilipinas i-try that the justice system works. Pwede mong i-convict, pwede mong i-try ang war on drugs. Mali pa din. Because hanggang ngayon, walang kaso na na-file against Duterte, Bato, or Bongo for the crime of crimes against humanity. Wala. Actually, yan ang tip ko kana Bato at ka Senator Bongo. Kung ayaw nyong matry sa ICC, tell someone to file a case against you for crimes against humanity para masabi nyo that you should not be sent to the ICC. Dito na lang kayo itry.
At yung binabanggit pa na 78 lang daw yung naitalang biktima doon sa ilalim ng Duterte administration kumpara doon sa kasalukuyan at yung sa mga nakalipas pang administrasyon.
342 daw under the Marcos regime ngayon. Yung 78 kasi na yan, hindi yan 78 lang nung Duterte regime. Yan lang yung gustong patunayan na sample ng prosecutors. Pero sinasabi pa din ng prosecutors, there were at least 5,000 plus, if not 20 to 30,000 under the 2017 PNP accomplishment report of the Duterte regime itself. So, that's the first rebuttal there. The second is, kung merong, let's say, illegal killings or extrajudicial killings pa din daw na tumuloy sa Marcos regime, it means nagsimula siya kailan? Nung Duterte regime, before the Marcos regime. Wala namang sinabi sa Kaufman pinaringgan ko yung kanyang statements, wala siyang sinabi na nag-start before Duterte or panahon ni Pinoy. So it means, kung may killings ngayon sa Marcos regime, which I'm sure the administration will contest, it started somewhere.
So, malaki yung kumpiyansa mo na tuloy ang full trial. Malakas yung mga inilatag na, kumbaga, pasok yung mga sakdal.
99.9% most likely mako-confirm ang charges. One, because mababa lang naman ang standard to confirm the charges. It is just substantial evidence. If ever yung mga arguments ni Kaufman, pang-acquittal na yun eh. Kasi ang standard sa trial proper is proof beyond reasonable doubt. I can see that he has some strong arguments. But that is for the trial proper, not for confirmation of charges, which our own former ICC judge, Raul Pangalangan, has said that most likely the charges will be confirmed because the prosecution has given sufficient evidence to prove substantial evidence.
Oh, yan. Oo. Ay, maraming salamat. Oo. So, abangan na lang natin. 60 days.
Next week, Duterte impeachment.
Nako,
60 days
isa pa
from
yan.
now, trial proper ni President Duterte.
Oo.
Dapat sa amin na.
Oo, araw-araw
I mean,
na.
mas better studio kasi iba talaga pag phone patch lang or Zoom eh.
O yan, maraming salamat, Attorney Jesus Falsis III. Isa po siyang public interest lawyer and political blogger.
Thank you for
din.
having me. Don't neutralize me in the comments.